After graduation, I accepted my childhood sweetheart's confession. She'd bombed her SATs, so I promised to stay in our hometown and go to community college with her. The day after we submitted our applications, she asked me to meet her at the school's athletic field. There, in front of our entire class, she shared a dramatic, passionate kiss with the class heartthrob. Afterward, the guy smiled, cruel and smug. "Leo, here's the thing. Olivia actually got a 1550. We both applied to UCLA. You didn't really think she liked you, did you? She only got with you to trick you into applying for community college. That's what you get for always stealing the top spot from me. So what if you got a 1590? Your life is still over." I looked at Olivia Reed. "You wanted to ruin me, too?" Her silence was deafening. I let out a breath of relief. If that was the case, then I had nothing to feel guilty about. The truth was, at the very last second before the deadline, I'd given up on her and chosen my own future. I had quietly changed my application to Harvard. When Olivia had suddenly asked me to the field for a surprise, I had a vague feeling she was planning some grand, public declaration of her love for me. I just never imagined this would be the surprise. My classmates shoved me to the front, giving me the best seat in the house to witness Olivia and Ethan Cole's 10-minute makeout session. Everyone around me was eating it up. Olivia and the class heartthrob looked so good together. Watching them kiss is like a scene from a teen drama. So sweet, haha, right? If someone hadn't used the childhood friend card to get in the way, Olivia and Ethan would have gotten together ages ago. He should take a look in the mirror. Always clinging to Olivia. He even posted their relationship status on his socials the second we graduated. It's pathetic. I told you guys Olivia wasn't into him, but you didn't believe me. Guess this proves you wrong. Huh? Seriously, if childhood sweethearts were meant to be, it would have happened years ago. They wouldn't wait until... The June air was hot, but a chill ran down my spine. I unilaterally announced it on my socials, but Olivia was the one who took my phone, snapped the picture of us holding hands, wrote the caption, and hit post. And the day after we first slept together, I clearly saw that she had posted the same announcement on her feed. How did the story get twisted into me forcing my way in and making it official all by myself? She was the one who initiated everything, wasn't she? I'd always had a crush on her, but I knew I wasn't in her league, so I kept my feelings buried. A girl as radiant as her deserved to be with someone equally brilliant and popular. Like Ethan. Just look at them now. Picture-perfect couple. Even if their kiss was a full-on makeout session, so intense they were both flushed and breathless, no one would call it trashy. Everyone just saw a match made in heaven, and their PDA was a treat for the crowd. A wave of sadness washed over me. If I were the one kissing Olivia right now, everyone would probably think I was punching way above my weight. They'd all think I was tainting her. I looked down at the limited edition sneakers I had painstakingly chosen for our date tonight. The flashy, glittering design stung my eyes. I suddenly felt like a total clown. Ethan, holding Olivia's hand and wearing a pair of expensive Balenciagas, swaggered over to me. Looking sharp tonight, but, Leo, a hick from the sticks will always be a hick, no matter how much he tries to dress up. You can't fix bad genes with nice clothes. Every word hit its mark. Ethan was right. I was just a kid who was good at studying and nothing else. Average body, average face. No matter how I dressed, I'd still be the most forgettable guy in any crowd. I clutched the hem of the crisp shirt I'd bought just for tonight, unable to look up. This was the first time I'd ever worn a proper dress shirt and slacks. It was the first time I'd ever put so much effort into my appearance. And all I got for it was pure malice. His words drew everyone's eyes to me. Their snickers were like a demonic chorus drilling into my soul. He's trying too hard. The school uniform suited him better. How can a guy look so tacky in dress clothes? Look at his hair. He must have used half a can of hair gel. It's so greasy you could fry an egg on it. How did he leave the house like that? And his face? It's hilarious. Ha ha ha. With those nerdy black frame glasses he never takes off. He's just hideous. Ha ha ha. Go home, kid. Seriously, go home. Don't be out here scaring people. I wanted to run, but my classmates had formed a tight circle around me, Olivia, and Ethan. There was no retreat. I had to face them. I lifted my head, let go of my shirt, took a deep breath, and looked straight at Olivia. Did you ask me here tonight just to humiliate me? Olivia, they might not know the truth, but you do, don't you? Her eyes flickered for a moment before settling into a cold calm. Leo, I don't know what you're talking about. Today is a special day for me and Ethan. I asked you here to get your blessing. So she was just going to deny everything. After all these years, I suddenly felt like I'd never really known her at all. Olivia, what did I ever do to you? Why are you playing me like this? After graduation, you said you liked me and asked me to be your boyfriend. I knew I wasn't good enough for you, but I said yes anyway, because I really, really liked you, and I didn't want to lose my one and only chance. You said you wanted to know what it felt like, and you took me to a motel. I went along with it. You bombed your exams and said you wanted me to stay here with you, go to community college, and then transfer to a better school together later. I agreed to that, too, even though I scored a 1590. We've known each other for over a decade, you… Enough! Ethan's impatient shout cut off all my questions. He looked me up and down with contempt, a cruel, triumphant smirk on his face. Leo, stop your whining and playing the victim. The truth is, Olivia got a 1550. We're both going to UCLA. You didn't really think she liked you, did you? She only got with you to trick you into applying for community college. That's what you get for always stealing the top spot from me. So what if you got a 1590? Your life is still screwed. So that was it. It all made sense now. No wonder Olivia, who had always treated me like an errand boy while she chased after Ethan, suddenly confessed to me after graduation. I'd even asked her why she'd given up on Ethan. What was her answer? I chased him for so long, I just ran out of patience. Then I looked around and realized I was already used to you being there. Leo, we've been friends for so long. I've always known how you felt about me, and I don't want to let you down. So affection and love could all be faked. She was one hell of an actress. I looked at Olivia. You wanted to ruin me, too? Her silence was deafening, a stark contrast to the jeers and laughter around us. I stepped forward, grabbed the collar of her shirt, and stared down at her, my voice cold and sharp. Olivia, answer me. You wanted to ruin me too, right? Her eyes met mine for a second, stunned, before quickly darting away. Ethan frowned, pushed me back, and stepped between us, his face clouded with annoyance. Leo, why don't you take a good look at yourself? You think a guy like you even deserves to dream about Olivia? So what if we wanted to ruin you? The college application deadline passed yesterday. A book-smart nerd like you is destined to rot in the dirt. You should be grateful your grades were good for something. Otherwise, you never would have even touched Olivia. She played along with you for a month in exchange for your future. You should be thankful. I stumbled back but managed to stay on my feet. When I looked up, I saw Olivia's hand naturally linking with Ethan's arm. The difference between love and non-love was painfully obvious. Seeing things clearly, I let out a breath of relief. If that was the case, then I had nothing to feel guilty about. Olivia only knew that on the first day of applications, she watched me fill out the same choice as her. What she didn't know was, at the very last second before the deadline, I had given up on her, chosen my own future, and quietly changed my application to Harvard. I did like her a lot. Every day of the past month with her had been happy, and I really, truly wanted to keep things going. But I know the difference between love and my future. And Olivia was not more important than my future. My family has sacrificed for 2 generations to give me this chance. All their hopes are riding on me. I could never throw everything away for a girl, and I could never betray their expectations. On June 10th, the day we got our projected scores at school, she cornered me downstairs from my apartment, pulled me into the stairwell, and kissed me. I was genuinely thrilled. It was my first kiss. She said it was hers, too. The look in her eyes when she confessed felt so real, and that's why I threw all caution to the wind and dove in headfirst. I was so happy. Honestly, I wouldn't even have minded if she'd been with Ethan before me. At least for that month, she was completely mine. My long-held crush was finally fulfilled. I had no regrets, even if it didn't last. After changing my application last night, I'd felt incredibly guilty about how I was going to tell her. I was up all night, rehearsing explanations in my head. Now, it seemed no explanation was necessary. It was just a shame that their grand scheme would ultimately amount to nothing. The thought of their faces in 20 days when my acceptance letter arrived suddenly filled me with anticipation. Olivia, this past month has been a blast. Thanks for the good time. To be honest, I was getting a little bored of the game anyway. It's good we're ending it here. I wish you and Ethan all the best. Oh, by the way, Ethan, Olivia has a pretty high sex drive. You'd better step up your game. Don't let her down. I'm just worried you won't be able to satisfy her. After all, studies show that if things aren't working in the bedroom, the relationship probably won't last long either. Olivia stared at me, a flicker of something dark and unnatural in her eyes. Ethan's face went completely black. Before they could cause a scene, I pushed through the crowd and walked away. At 11 p.m., Olivia texted me. Leo, open the door. We need to talk. When I saw the message, I was in the middle of packing up all the gifts she had given me over the years. 2 figurines, 2 snow globes, 2 music boxes, 2 watches, a hand-knit scarf and matching gloves. And the last gift she gave me on the night of June 11th. It was for my 18th birthday, a Tizot Lulacal watch, and the limited edition sneakers I wore to the field tonight. From age 5 to 18, we were neighbors for 13 years and childhood friends for 13 years. From kindergarten through high school, we were always in the same class. When our parents came to pick us up from school, only one had to show up to take us both home. Even at parent-teacher conferences, one of our parents could stand in for both of us. For 13 years, we went to school together, came home together, ate at her house or mine, and even slept in each other's beds more times than I can count. We were so inseparable that everyone knew how close we were. Both our parents just assumed we would always be together. If things had gone smoothly, I thought that even if she didn't love me, as long as there were no other guys around, we would have just kept going. Until the second semester of our sophomore year, when Ethan's dad donated a new dorm building to the school, getting him transferred from Northwood High to the honors program at our school, Riverdale High. A new flame always burns brighter than an old one, especially when the new guy is brilliant and charismatic. He had good grades, a great personality, handsome looks, a smooth tongue, and he was always treating our classmates. He fit in with our class almost instantly. Everyone liked him, including me. If Olivia hadn't ditched me for him again and again, maybe I would have kept liking him just like everyone else. I realized I hated him during the summer after our junior year. That was the 25th time Olivia had ditched me for him. Olivia and I had planned a trip to Key West. The moment our plane landed, Ethan called. At 11:30 p.m., Olivia left me stranded at the airport. I begged her not to go. I had saved up for this trip for months with my pocket money. In 30 minutes, it would be my 17th birthday, and I wanted her to be there with me. But no matter how much I pleaded, she wouldn't budge. She wouldn't even spare me half an hour. Leo, Ethan's sick. He wants to see me. We can go on vacation anytime, but Ethan can't wait. If you really don't want to go back with me, you can start without me. I'll just go check on him, and once I know he's okay, I'll come back and join you. Okay. Couldn't stop her. She left and disappeared for 3 days and 3 nights without a word. Couldn't reach her. By the time she texted me an apology 3 days later, I was like a zombie who had already followed our travel itinerary, celebrating my 17th birthday alone in a hotel room in a strange city. The irony was, on the night of my birthday, Ethan posted on his Instagram story. Feels pretty good to be cared about. The picture was a selfie of him and Olivia, snuggled up happily on a Ferris wheel. When Olivia asked if she should still come, I said no. After that, I started to hate Ethan. I knew he was competitive and desperate to be first in our class, but he was always one step behind me. In junior year, to ease his pressure, I purposely held back on my scores, always staying just 5 or 10 points ahead of him to give him the illusion that he could surpass me if he just tried a little harder. In our senior year, I let loose. I studied even harder, and on every exam, I scored at least 50 points higher than him, completely crushing his hopes of ever being number one. He started subtly leading others to pick on me. Olivia, caught in the middle, awkwardly tried to persuade me to let him win sometimes. But why should I? If you suck, practice more. Something you only get because someone else let you have it doesn't really belong to you. After packing up the gifts, I opened my front door. Seeing the smug I knew you couldn't stay mad at me look on Olivia's face, I kicked the large cardboard box at my feet out into the hallway. Olivia, our 13 years are over. The smile on her lips slowly faded. Her eyes filled with confusion that morphed into annoyance and anger. Leo, what kind of tantrum are you throwing now? We're adults. Can you stop with this "we're not friends anymore" act? It's really childish. I looked down at her. I felt hurt, but more than that, I felt a sense of release. Although, there was still a dull ache in my chest. I'm not throwing a tantrum. Olivia, this time I'm really done with you. She froze, a flash of panic in her eyes. But then, as if she remembered something, she chuckled. Seriously? Leo, have you been reading too many of those romance novels where the guy plays hard to get? You need to understand something. That only works if I actually like you back. Then you'd have the right to dump me. But from the beginning, the only one I've ever liked is Ethan. I only got with you because Ethan said he wanted to get back at you, to give you a taste of failure. He promised he'd be with me if I could trick you into applying for community college. We've been friends for so many years. You should be willing to make a little sacrifice for my happiness, right? I admit, I got really into character this past month. And yeah, sleeping with you was actually pretty good. That's probably why I gave you the wrong idea that I liked you too. But we cleared everything up at the field tonight. Why are you still stuck in the fantasy? If we can't be a couple, can't we just go back to how things were before? Can't we just be friends? Her casual, nonchalant attitude was like a knife to the heart. It was also hilarious. Where did she get the confidence to think that even after she tried to destroy my future, I would just pretend nothing happened and go back to being friends? Olivia, you make me sick. I meant every word, more than anything I'd ever said. But clearly, she didn't see it that way. Leo, I know you can't bear to let me go. To be honest, I kinda miss your body too. Even though you're not as hot as Ethan, you've got that lean in clothes but ripped underneath thing going on. You definitely feel better to the touch. How about this? We can have one last time tonight, like a breakup fuck. And if you need it in the future, we can be friends with benefits. But Ethan can never know. I don't want to hurt his feelings. Her words shattered my entire perception of her. It's true what they say. Some people are better left as friends. Once you cross that line and the illusion shatters, all you're left with is an ugly mess. After knowing her for over a decade, today was the day I learned she could be this trashy. What did she take me for? Was someone's genuine heart so cheap to her that she could play with it and throw it away? Don't touch me. Get off. I raised a hand to push her away. She grabbed my neck and kissed me. Leo, stop messing around. We haven't even tried the sofa at your place. Your parents and my parents are at the movies, so let's… Ow. Are you trying to kill me? I spat out the metallic taste of blood, wiped my mouth several times to get rid of the remaining blood and her saliva. Get out. Olivia, I don't want to see you again. It wasn't the first time I'd been harsh with her, but it was definitely the most vicious. After being rejected again and again, she was starting to get annoyed too. Fine. You're the one who doesn't want this. You're the one telling me to leave. Don't come crying to me later, begging me to take you back. She left, without a single glance back. Before she left, she viciously kicked the box by the door and slammed my front door shut. I sat stunned on the sofa, my gaze drifting from the balcony to the dining table, then up to the ceiling, forcing back the tears welling in my eyes. So, a person really can just turn bad overnight. Or maybe my love for her before was so deep, my filter so strong, that I just never saw it. But before Ethan showed up, she was never like this. What happened to turn us into this? My parents got home while I was still zoned out on the couch. My mom sat down next to me, giving me a strange look. Leo, it's 11. Why aren't you in bed yet? Oh, right, didn't Olivia ask you to the field tonight? Did you have fun? I looked at my mom, then at my dad. I didn't know how to explain that Olivia and I had a massive falling out. I didn't know whether to tell them everything that had happened between us over the past month. But clearly I was overthinking it. No one knows a child better than their parents. They thought we'd hidden our relationship so well, but these adults had known what was going on all along. Well, look at our boy all grown up. Guess we can't keep him under our thumb forever. Leo, should your mom and I start saving up for your wedding? My mom stroked my hair. In the blink of an eye, you're 18. For the last 18 years, you've lived at home with us. From now on, you'll be off to UCLA with that Olivia girl. My dad, after feeding the fish in the tank, also sat down next to me. You little punk, keeping your college choice a secret from us, saying we'd find out when the acceptance letter came. If your Aunt Sarah hadn't told us Olivia applied to UCLA, we'd still be in the dark. With your scores, Harvard would have been the best choice. But if you really want to go to the same school as Olivia, we support you. And your cousin is a professor at UCLA, so we'll feel better knowing she's there to look out for you. So Olivia had already told her parents about her real score and her college application? I thought she was going to keep it a secret until the acceptance letters arrived. I forced a smile, a heavy feeling settling in my chest. If I had really given up everything for her and applied to community college, she probably would have gotten a beating from both sets of parents when the real letters came, wouldn't she? She was willing to risk everything for Ethan, even our family's decade-long friendship. Dad, Mom, I didn't apply to UCLA. I applied to Harvard. As they stared at me in shock, I finally told them everything that had happened over the past month. Some things you just can't hide. It was better to be upfront now than to let it blow up later. Besides, I hadn't really lost anything. By telling them now, the relationship between my parents and her parents wouldn't be too badly affected. But I had underestimated how much I meant to them. My mom hugged me tightly, her tears falling fast. Oh honey, matters of the heart are the toughest. My poor boy, if I had known Olivia was this kind of person, I never would have let you get so close to her. When my dad heard how I'd been wronged, his fists clenched in anger, and he shot up to leave. That little brat. How dare she? He moved so fast that by the time I realized what was happening, he had already opened the door. I quickly called out to him, Dad, don't go over there. He didn't stop, so I rushed over and pulled him back. Before closing the door, I noticed the cardboard box in the hallway was gone. After a moment's pause, I glanced at the apartment across the hall, pulled my dad back inside, and shut the door with my foot. Dad, we see them every day. If you go over there and make a huge scene, how are we supposed to live next to each other? Aren't you worried about how awkward it'll be? Besides, I don't want Olivia to know I changed my application yet. After some convincing, my dad, stubborn as a mule, finally managed to rein in his temper. Humph. To think I always saw her as my future daughter-in-law. From now on, I'll have to see her as an enemy. Good thing she'll be gone in 2 months. Out of sight, out of mind. Otherwise, I can't guarantee I wouldn't kill her. I knew my dad wasn't joking or just blowing off steam. But as for the future, who knows? After what happened, my parents were afraid I'd be reminded of everything if I stayed home. So they suggested taking me on a trip. They both used up all their saved vacation days, scraped together about 2.5 weeks, packed light, and we just left. It wasn't our first family vacation, but it was definitely the longest. In just over 2 weeks, we visited 5 cities. They also used the trip to buy me everything I would need for college. A new phone, new laptop, new clothes, new shoes, new skincare products. My mom said that before I turned 18, she didn't want me to focus too much on my appearance because I was a student. Academics came first, and a simple, plain look was less distracting. But now that I was an adult and heading to college, I didn't have to be obsessed with fashion, but I definitely needed to know how to present myself. With my mom's hands-on guidance, I, who had been clueless about style, was finally able to put myself together decently. I looked at the brand new person in the mirror, a little dazed. No wonder they call it the magic of a good makeover. It was like a whole new head. My mom saw me shaking my head at my reflection and couldn't help but laugh. See, Leo? A well-fitting shirt, a little volume in your hair, and you look so much more energetic. For a guy, being clean and fresh is the most important thing. You have a good foundation, a tall frame. Usually, a simple t-shirt and jeans will look great on you. But for more formal occasions, You need to know how to dress appropriately. But don't just go dyeing or perming your hair. If you really want to, don't cheap out. Go to an expensive salon so you don't ruin your hair. I changed out of the complicated formal wear, and my mom picked out a simple light blue casual shirt and khaki pants for me. Now that's a handsome young man. Come on, let's have your dad take some pictures of us. My dad was a great photographer, which made sense when I thought about all the photo albums we had at home. The last stop on our trip was Boston. We went to Harvard, and my parents walked with me through every corner of the campus. Here, I felt a sense of belonging. Leo, let's take a picture together. The vacation came to an end. By the time we got back to our city, it was July 18th. In 2 days, the first round of university acceptance results would be out. Olivia hadn't contacted me while I was away. Ethan's social media, on the other hand, was buzzing. Now that they were official, they had been flooding their feeds with couple-Y posts for the past 2 weeks. My dad said Olivia's father had called him to ask what was going on between me and Olivia. My dad didn't say much, just that it was the kids' business and they should figure it out themselves. The adults should just let things be. It was clear her dad didn't like Ethan much. He complained to my dad every other day about how terrible Ethan was and said he missed me, asking several times when we would be back. And sure enough, the moment we got home, her dad knocked on our door. You just got back, you probably haven't prepped anything, right? Why don't you come over to our place for a bite? My parents glanced at me, as if asking for my opinion. Realizing what was up, her dad added, Olivia went out with friends tonight. She probably won't be back until late. It's just me and your Aunt Sarah at home. It's a bit quiet. After he put it that way, it seemed rude to refuse. Our family of 3 went over to their house. Just as we were finishing up, Olivia walked into the living room with Ethan. Dad, can you get a room ready for Ethan? He's staying over tonight. We're going to a car race tomorrow, so this way he won't have to come over early in the morning. I bought toiletries downstairs, you don't have to. Leo? Olivia looked at me with shock, mixed with a hint of awe. Even Ethan, who was standing next to her holding her hand, instinctively moved closer to her when he saw me. His eyes held the same astonishment. Of course, I didn't miss the flash of jealousy in his eyes either. I put down my chopsticks and wiped my mouth with a napkin. When I looked up, a faint smile played on my lips. Wow, that was fast. Already at the meet the parents stage. Mr. and Mrs. Reed, I'm full. I won't interrupt your meeting of the future son-in-law. I'll head back now. As I walked past Olivia, I kept my eyes straight ahead, but in my peripheral vision, I saw her reach a hand out toward me. She looked like she wanted to say something, but in the end, she didn't. I knew that after my mom's makeover, I looked pretty good, so Olivia's reaction was within my expectations. Back home, I picked out 9 photos from my trip and posted them on my social media feed. Graduation trip. Nothing's better than time with family. A lot of classmates liked the post, and many commented on how good I looked. Among them were some of the same people who had called me tacky at the field that night. But there were also some malicious comments. For example, Ethan's little sidekick. Graduation really changes people, huh? You acted so nerdy at school. I thought you were just some clueless dweeb. Who knew you were so good at taking photos? Must have the beauty filter maxed out to level 10, right? When a dog barks at you, you don't bark back. But you don't have to take it lying down either. I replied to him, yep, you're absolutely right. Let him punch a cotton ball. Olivia also liked my post and sent me a message. Leo, you look great. It's because of me, isn't it? You're jealous trying to compete with Ethan, right? Can we stop this game? I miss you. I booked a hotel. Can we meet tomorrow? Reading her messages, I couldn't help but scoff. Olivia, your confidence is beyond excessive. It's nauseating. I was about to just swipe it away and leave her on read. But then I paused, took a screenshot of the chat. I opened my chat with Ethan and sent the image. Control your girlfriend. Tell her to stop bothering me. Ethan didn't reply, but half an hour later, I heard a commotion outside my door. I pulled up the feed from my front door security camera. I saw Ethan slap Olivia across the face. Get lost. If you still have feelings for him, then don't mess with me. Ethan stormed off, leaving Olivia standing stunned at the door. She looked up at the camera, then leaned against her doorframe and pulled a pack of cigarettes out of her pocket. She lit one, took a sharp drag, then stubbed it out and knocked on my door. "Leo, come out. I need to talk to you." She said this while looking directly at the camera. Yes, our 2 apartments shared a single security camera, which she had installed herself. The account was logged in on both our phones. I didn't go out to see her. Instead, I sent her a message. "It's not a game, Olivia. I'm really done playing with you. Let's just end this cleanly. Don't make it ugly." She looked down at her phone, then back up at the camera, and turned to go back into her apartment. She didn't reply. I guess she got the message. It didn't matter. On July 19th, Olivia didn't leave her apartment all day. Her dad came over to chat and said Olivia had a fever and had been in bed all day. Ethan had come to see her, but she sent him away after a few words. It's strange. For the past couple of weeks, Olivia was with that boy almost every day. But since you guys came back yesterday, her attitude toward him has gotten much colder. "James, do you think Olivia and Leo still have a chance?" My dad cut him off. "It's their business. They know what they're doing. We should just respect their decisions. If we interfere, it'll just backfire." Her dad sighed and didn't press the issue. On the afternoon of July 20th, my acceptance letter arrived. Olivia and the others must have gotten theirs too, because the class group chat was exploding with celebration. I heard that after Olivia and Ethan got their letters, they planned a trip to the Rockies together. Olivia sent me a message asking if I wanted to go, saying a few other classmates who got their acceptances were going too. I refused. Our joys and sorrows were no longer shared. From now on, I would stay out of her happiness. On August 18th, the day the community college acceptances came out, Olivia and the others got back from their trip. Ethan posted a party invitation in the class group chat. "I'm guessing everyone has their acceptance letters by now, right? Let's all get together for dinner tonight. My treat." The chat filled up with people saying they'd be there. I stayed silent. Ethan tagged me. "Leo, I know you hate me, but this is the last time we'll all be together before we go our separate ways. We might not see each other for a long time. You can at least show up for that, right?" Some of his cronies also started tagging me. It was annoying, so I just replied with 2 words. "I'm busy." And I really was. I had flown to Boston 3 days earlier. I had just participated in an art competition today and won 2nd place. Yeah, it's a hobby. For the next few days until Harvard's semester started, I would be staying in Boston. Thanks to my parents, I got a tutoring gig for a rising high school senior near the campus. The employer was one of my parents' college classmates, also a professor at Harvard. The pay was $200 an hour, 3 hours a day, with room and board included. By the time school starts, I'll have made about $8,000. The group chat was still full of people talking crap about me. It was annoying, so I muted it. Out of sight, out of mind. Olivia texted me. "We were classmates. Can't you just show up for old time's sake?" Left on read. She called. I didn't answer. The rising senior I was tutoring, Chloe, leaned over. "Hey, that person has called you a bunch of times. If you really don't want to talk to them, you should just block them." Couldn't help but chuckle. I thought she was going to tell me to answer, but she was even more ruthless than me. Blocking her was out of the question. We were still neighbors, after all. September, the start of the school year. On the first day of freshman orientation, exhausted and half dead, I saw a familiar face waiting for me downstairs from my dorm. "Leo, we need to talk." It was Olivia. So she finally found out I was at Harvard. I suggested a coffee shop. She just stared at me as I slowly stirred my coffee, not saying a word. I was getting impatient. "I thought you wanted to talk. So talk. Why are you so quiet?" She bit her lip, her expression dejected. "Leo, didn't you apply to community college? How did you end up at Harvard?" I raised an eyebrow. "What? Are you disappointed I didn't go? Or did Ethan break up with you because I didn't go? And now you're here to blame me?" If that was the case, she had some serious nerve. She stared at me, a wounded look in her eyes, her voice tinged with sadness. "No, it's not that. We broke up. After we got together, I realized he wasn't the person I thought he was. I don't think I ever really liked him. Leo, I'm so happy you didn't go to community college. Harvard is the best place for you. I'm sincerely happy for you. I came here because I wanted to see you and to ask if we still have a... I cut her off with a cold laugh. No, Olivia, I told you before. I'm done with you. She was about to say more when Chloe walked over to our table. Hey, my mom's back today. Want to come over for dinner tonight? Olivia looked at Chloe, her eyes wide with disbelief. Leo, who is she? I was about to explain, but then I had a better idea. I stood up and took Chloe's hand. It's what you see. We should both start our new lives. I didn't want to see her put on another dramatic act. I knew what this was. This was a scene straight out of one of those romance novels. It was better to crush any hope she might have once and for all. Someone who's already out of the game should stay in the past. After leaving the coffee shop with Chloe, I glanced back one last time. Goodbye, Olivia.